Can your diet make diverticulitis worse? Absolutely. The wrong foods can trigger pain, bloating, even serious complications. But the right foods? They can calm your gut and cut down on flare-ups. In this video, you'll learn exactly what to eat, what to avoid, and which diets work best to manage diverticulitis. If this sounds helpful, give it a quick like and hit subscribe. Let's get your gut on track. What is diverticulitis? Diverticulitis is when small pouches in your colon, called diverticula, become inflamed or infected. These pouches form over time, usually in the lower part of your large intestine. When one of them gets irritated, it can trigger sharp pain, most often on the lower left side of your abdomen. That's one of the most common symptoms. You might also feel bloating, or notice a change in bowel habits, constipation, diarrhea, or sometimes both. In some cases, it even causes urinary symptoms like frequent urination or a burning sensation. That happens when swollen pouches press against the bladder. The good news? Diet plays a huge role in how often this flares up and how severe it gets. Let's talk about that next. Let's start with what to avoid, because the wrong foods can fuel inflammation and trigger flare-ups. A typical Western diet increases your risk of diverticulitis. What does that look like? Red and processed meats. Think bacon, sausage, burgers. Refined grains, like white bread, pasta, and pastries. Fried foods, anything deep fried or greasy. High-fat dairy, whole milk, cream, cheese-heavy dishes. Sugary snacks and drinks, soda, candy, and packaged sweets. These foods are low in fiber and high in fat or sugar, which slows down your gut, adds pressure to the colon, and increases inflammation. Over time, that can worsen diverticulosis and raise the risk of painful diverticulitis attacks. If these make up a big part of your diet, it might be time to rethink your plate. Let's also talk about alcohol. Alcohol doesn't necessarily trigger diverticulitis itself, but it does increase the risk of diverticular bleeding, especially with regular or heavy drinking. And it doesn't matter if it's wine, beer, or spirits. The more you drink, the higher the risk. So if you have diverticulosis or a history of flare-ups, alcohol is something you'll want to limit or avoid altogether. Let's shift gears and talk about what you should eat. A high-fiber diet is one of the best ways to keep your colon healthy, especially if you've had diverticulitis before. Fiber helps soften stool, reduce pressure inside your colon, and lowers the chances of inflammation. Here are some of the best sources. Whole fruits, especially apples, pears, and prunes. These are top performers for reducing flare-ups. Whole grains, like brown rice, oats, and quinoa. Legumes, including lentils, black beans, and chickpeas. Surprisingly, vegetables don't have the same level of impact. That doesn't mean skip your greens. They still help and offer important nutrients. But if you're looking to reduce of diverticulitis, fruits and whole grains should be your focus. Start small if you're not used to eating fiber, and always drink more water as you increase your intake. Let's bust a myth. You might have heard that you should avoid nuts, seeds, and popcorn if you have diverticulitis. That used to be common advice, but it's outdated. Recent studies show these foods don't increase your risk of diverticulitis or flare-ups. In fact, they may lower your risk. They're high in fiber, full of healthy fats, and promote regular digestion. So, unless you're allergic or have another medical reason to avoid them, go ahead and enjoy these snacks. Just stick to unsalted, unbuttered versions to keep things gut-friendly. Now let's zoom out and talk overall eating patterns, not just single foods. Two diets stand out when it comes to lowering diverticulitis risk. Prudent diet. This one is simple and effective. It focuses on fruits, vegetables, whole grains. Studies show the prudent diet can significantly reduce the risk of developing diverticulitis. It's all about high fiber, low processed food, and real whole ingredients. Mediterranean diet. This diet isn't just heart healthy, it may help your colon too. It includes whole grains, plenty of fruits and vegetables, fish and poultry, olive oil and healthy fats, very limited red meat and sweets. While research on diverticulitis is still growing, the Mediterranean diet already shows promise thanks to its anti-inflammatory and high-fiber profile. Both diets nourish your gut and support long-term colon health. Hydration. Fiber only works if you drink enough water. Without fluids, fiber can actually make constipation worse. Aim for 6 to 8 glasses of water daily. Hydration keeps stools soft and easier to pass. It reduces pressure in the colon, helping prevent diverticula from getting irritated. Alcohol. As mentioned earlier, Alcohol doesn't trigger flare-ups, but it does raise your risk of diverticular bleeding, especially if you drink regularly or heavily. It doesn't matter if it's beer, wine, or liquor. The risk goes up either way. The more you drink, the higher the risk. So, stay hydrated, go easy on alcohol, and build your meals around whole, plant-based foods. Let's quickly recap everything we've discussed. What to avoid? Red and processed meats. These can increase inflammation and worsen diverticulitis. Fried foods. They add unhealthy fats that can irritate your colon. Alcohol. It's linked to a higher risk of diverticular bleeding, especially with regular use. Low-fiber, sugary foods. These contribute to constipation and can worsen symptoms. What to eat? Fruits, particularly apples, pears, and prunes. They're high in fiber and help prevent flare-ups. Whole grains. Think brown rice, oats, quinoa. They provide the fiber your colon needs to stay healthy. Nuts, seeds, and legumes. These are excellent sources of fiber and healthy fats. Plenty of water. Hydration helps fiber do its job and keeps things moving smoothly. By focusing on fiber-rich foods, staying hydrated, and avoiding irritating foods and beverages, you can reduce your risk of diverticulitis flare-ups and support your colon's health. Now you know what to eat and what to skip with diverticulitis. Remember, small changes can lead to big relief. Check out my other videos on gut health and diet for more tips to keep your digestive system in check. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.